Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cowboy Cartel Live. I lost my screen, sorry. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Tonight we were doing something a little different. You guys who are with us every week, week in, week out, you guys unfortunately get to be the guinea pigs because we always try something new and we have to try it live. So we're trying a few things live tonight. JB Zielke, well, he's the author of Lost Cowboy. He is also running the Dusty Vaquero YouTube and Instagram. Well, he's also putting on the Dusty Vaquero Days Music Festival in Gillette, Wyoming this year. It's the first year, and so we are really pleased to announce that they are a sponsor of the show this year. So from now until the inaugural event when is it? It's May 30th and 31st, right?
Yes.
All right. So from now until May 30th, they're going to be a sponsor of the channel, and we're going to be giving away some tickets to the Dusty Vaquero Days Music Festival in Gillette, Wyoming. We're going to be there, and you guys will get to hang out with us, and you'll get to see a lot of cool acts. So JB is in Wyoming right now. He's going to, we're going to attempt a live
It'll be
remote,
okay.
right?
I got this.
All right. Is he here yet?
No.
All right. So we're going to hang out. Oh, he texted me. So let's find out. It's always good. Can you see me?
Are you asking me or him?
Him. He is here, so
I feel like
he can see and hear us. So there we go.
I feel like a sans. Manifest yourself. Show yourself.
Do you remember how to?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. It's my first week, y'all.
Hey, it's our first time trying to do a live remote here. So
I see him. He's getting ready.
All right.
All right. You ready, JB?
Thumbs up.
Oh, he just disappeared. Where did he go?
So
there he is. All right.
Thumbs up. JB, good to see you. And so we rigged it for a yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to grab my picture and move it over that way so we can see him. Okay. Yeah, we rigged it for cell phone, so we weren't sure how you were gonna come in. Looks like you're on a computer. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. I can hear you fine. Welcome back, man.
Okay.
So we'll get this figured out for the next one, because when we do the live drawing for the music festival, we would love to have you on again when we do that. That way, maybe we can get a guest, we can get the winner to call in, or maybe we'll call them. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be sweet. I apologize, but this is kind of dark. I didn't have any lights to set up in here, but I think it's at least working where you can see me.
We can see you and we can hear you. I can hear you anyway. I hope these guys at home can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're back in Wyoming.
Yes, sir. Back up here in Wyoming. We just got, I don't know, a few inches of snow the other day, and it's been snowing and melting and snowing and melting. So, but came back up north, and I've been working on all the festival things since I got back up here. So, just working away.
Nice. Well, it's funny because I messaged you and I said, "What's the weather like in Wyoming in March, May?" And you said it wasn't too bad though, right?
Yeah, it'll start warming up here pretty quick. Our weather is it changes quickly, and it has happened before where we've gotten a little bit of flurries in late May, but generally that's a really nice time of the year. That's when everything up here is starting to turn, or has started turning green, and the wildflowers are blooming, and it's a good time of year up here. But we still have a little bit of winter left to get through before it warms up here.
Well, we had we had 80-degree weather and a couple of 90-degree days, and then now it's back in the 40s again. So I don't know what's going on.
There's a frost warning tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. So it's kind of crazy down here in Texas at the moment too. So how long you been back in Wyoming? Because you were here for a while.
I guess I've been back for about a week and a half now. Uh, After I saw you guys last, I went down through Austin and saw some friends and talked to some potential sponsors and stuff down there in that Austin area. And then I made a big loop out through Big Bend, and I'd never been out there to Big Bend National Park, so I went out and did a little camping and exploring around on the border down there, and then I came back up to Wyoming.
Nice. So you're getting ready for the festival. I can't imagine because what you're putting on, it's a pretty big festival. You've got how many acts you've got now lined up?
I think there's about 20 acts, and quite a few of them are just solo acoustic acts. They're not full band, so those acts at the festival, it's kind of going to be like a songwriter round type of thing. So you'll get to see multiple different acts at the same time, and they'll just be swapping songs up there. Because the point of Dusty Vaquero as a YouTube channel is that I want to go out and find these working cowboy musicians or people that have a strong tie to it, and that often means that they don't do this full time. They don't employ a band year round and things like that. So a lot of these artists, that's how they play. Is they play by themselves, just them and their guitar. And so a bunch of it, the earlier shows in the day will be that kind of format, and then in the evenings each night there'll be full band, more touring professional regional bands that are coming out. So it'll start off as solo acts and then move up into the full band stuff.
Okay. And I want to talk to you real quick about kind of what the lineup looks like, but we're getting some. I noticed. Can you plug that in, or do I need to do it? Sorry, we're getting some lag here. That green cable right there.
I got it.
All right, thanks. So we're going to try to beef up the internet here real quick.
It also could be on my end because I don't know that I have the fastest internet.
Well, it could be, but
let me check something here.
Hang on just a second, guys. Okay. Like I said, it's a test. Okay. So you mentioned it's going to be like a song swap. Is it going to be similar to what we saw in Turkey? Is it something like that, or?
Yeah, it'll be somewhat that. So each one of these song swaps will be either 2 or 3 artists up on stage together, just going through telling. Some of them will tell the story of where these songs came from, how they wrote them, how they came about it. And they'll go and each one of those songwriter rounds, there's a connection between those 3 artists in some way, whether they're friends or they're from the same area. Like for example, we've got a group that are they don't perform together, but they're all Arizona Cowboys. So I figured put them all together. A lot of their songs are about similar things and stuff like that. So each kind of round will have a theme, I suppose, of who these artists are.
Well, I mean, so what are the times? Are we starting early? Is it going late? What are the times on those days? It's Friday and Saturday.
It's a Friday, Saturday, and Friday is a shorter day. So I don't believe any music starts until about 5 on Friday. So it'll just be in the evening. So it'll be 5 until roughly 11 p.m. On Friday, and then Saturday is it starts at 1 on Saturday and then goes to 11. So it's a much longer day, a lot more stuff happening on Saturday.
Okay, so it's an all day event on Saturday. That's pretty cool. Now, is there food at the venue, or what do these guys need to know if they're coming up for the event?
Yeah, there'll be multiple food trucks that we're gonna have parked outside. We're gonna have a great big beer garden outside. So there will be a stage out on that beer garden. So there'll be in between the big stage acts, there'll be people playing outside, just single solo artists playing in the beer garden. So there'll be obviously lots of drinks out there for anybody interested in that. And then there'll be several food trucks parked out there of different kinds, local food trucks and whatnot, serving food. So they'll be there both days, all day.
All right. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. So is there good Mexican food? Is there good tacos in Gillette, Wyoming?
Well, I
I'll be the judge
me
of that.
speaking to Texans, yeah, I don't. It's probably not going to be better than down in Texas, but there are some locals that make some dang good food. So, uh, but there's we kind of specialize in beef, so there'll be a lot of that there.
A lot of beef. All right. Kind of like Texas as well. You guys got good barbecue up there?
Uh, You can find it, but we don't have hardwood up here. So all the smoking and stuff that happens down in Texas, that the barbecue scene kind of revolves around down there. We just don't. We have pine trees, so there's barbecue's not quite as big of a thing up here.
Well, we're looking forward to it because I have Lorena has never been to Wyoming or Montana or a lot of
I haven't been to the
middle of the
west,
country.
really.
Yeah,
That part of the part of
northwest.
the country I've never been to.
But I've driven through Wyoming and Montana, but that's about it. I haven't spent any time there, so we're looking forward to that. It'll be interesting, and we're going to be there. I think we're going to be there Thursday to Monday. So, and we're going to be doing some podcasting while we're there. So hopefully we'll get to talk to some of the acts that are there, and you guys will get to see that. I don't know what our internet situation is going to look like. I don't know if we're going to be able to do a live on that Sunday. We want to. I mean,
We'll
hopefully
see.
hopefully that'll work out. If not, we will definitely do some recorded podcast, and you guys are going to get to see that. So, um, what was it like trying to put this together, man? Because I've we have the hat shaping school, and trying to find venues for that was a nightmare. Luckily, we finally came up with a good venue that we partnered with, and they have availability all the time, and it's a great space. So, what was it like trying to find this and trying to make this happen? How long did it take you too?
Yeah, it took some searching to really put this together. The venue that we're doing it at is called the Camplex, and anybody that is familiar with high school rodeo, that's one of the locations where they have the high school finals. So it's a state of the art, really nice facility that can handle quite a few people coming through. But in the state of Wyoming, there's not a lot of people. So there's also not a ton of large venues in the state that can handle thousands of people coming in, other than, I mean, our football field at the University of Wyoming is probably the biggest thing, but even that by D1 standards is pretty small. So I didn't have a ton of options as far as bigger places to put on events, but the Camplex has been really good to work with, and then this community of Gillette has just been fantastic to work with as well. But this whole festival really is kind of uh, put it's kind of funded by local businesses. There's not we don't have any great big sponsors of any kind. It's just a bunch of these local businesses that think it's a cool idea and they want people to come and visit and see this part of the country. And so they all chipped in, and they've been great to work with, and very welcoming. And so that was why I picked here in Gillette to do the festival. And really, the festival had been a pipe dream for a while now, but we started actually planning this festival back in October or maybe late September of last year. And I usually spend the entire month of October in the mountains hunting elk and deer. And so I did a lot of the planning for this festival and sending out contracts and stuff to the artists, sitting in my minivan at the top of a 10,000 foot peak, and I set up my deer camp specifically in an area that had cell phone service just so I could do that. But I'd go out and chase deer all day long and then come back and try and work from my phone in the van. So it's we've been going at it pretty hard since about October of 2024.
So I hear a recurring theme there because when last time you were on the podcast, we talked about your book, and you wrote that book while while you were in a calving barn, right? So
Yeah.
so that there's a theme there. You're always working or doing something and still working on something else. So busy guy.
Well, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life, you know?
There
So
you go.
this is these are just, I suppose at the end of the day, it is a business, but more than anything, it's a passion project to me, and I feel that it's something worthwhile, worth pursuing. And so, um, I really what I want out of all this is same with the YouTube channel. I'm just trying to maybe show people artists that they wouldn't have found on their own, and I go out and find these people. And I think this festival is another way of doing that. That you might know half the people on the lineup, but maybe you don't know the other half, and you find a new favorite artist by going to this. And then also, it's just a great place to get together. A lot of these artists, they don't get off the ranch all that often. They've got stuff to do and they're busy ranching. And so this I thought would be really cool to get all those people in the same place, same time. And then even for folks that aren't musicians or performing, I just thought it would be a really cool gathering of folks that like this type of music, because we don't really have anything like that up in this part of the country. Texas is overrun with music festivals and big musical events and stuff like that, and we have small ones up here, but I was just hoping that maybe it would give something for people get cabin fever up here. It's a real thing. It's very cold and you're stuck inside and the days are short, and so the end of May when we're doing this is about the time when people start kind of coming out of hibernation and wanting to do outdoor events and stuff like that. So I just hoped that I could give them an event that would be something to look forward to after a long winter.
That's really cool. You know, you mentioned that some of these artists, maybe people haven't heard of, and some of them I haven't heard of. When we decided to do the giveaway, we created the promo for it, and I put it on TikTok and I put it on Instagram, and I tried to find a musician who was associated with one of the acts that was going to be at the festival and use their music for it. So I went through several of them and listened to something that kind of fit, and I found several that I really liked. So it's definitely, a lot of these songs are their own songs, right? They're writing them themselves. So it's something
Hmm.
that you're not going to hear. They're not doing a bunch of covers. I mean, it's definitely a worthwhile venture, and I think it's a great idea. I'm really excited about it, and I hope anybody who's watching, you can make a weekend out of it, right? So it's going to be 100 degrees in Texas. might as well escape. Might as well escape that and go up there
What's the weather going to be like that weekend in Gillette?
in the 80s, right?
I, if I had to guess, I'd say it'd be somewhere 75 to 80. Um,
Perfect.
the one thing up here in Wyoming is out here, especially eastern Wyoming, where you could consider it the prairie or the plains. Um, that time of year, it's pretty regular that we get thunderstorms, but they're not quite like the lingering storms that you see in a lot of the parts of the country where it might be blue skies and sunny, and then 15 minutes later it's a downpour, and then 15 minutes later after that it's back to blue skies. So we get these kind of
Wow.
cells that come through. So I will say the festival is indoors other than that the beer garden part, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. But it's not the weather doesn't always just stay the same up here.
We're not looking at tornadoes though. It's not like it's not like Kansas, huh?
A
No,
flood,
no,
flash
we've got
warning.
a great, yeah, we've got a great big wall of beautiful wall called the Rocky Mountains that breaks up those volcanoes or those tornadoes, and so that it's very rare to really have any kind of tornadoes or anything like that. You just get a, you'll get a, and it'll be gone and it'll be back to 80 degrees and everybody's having a good time.
All right. So no tornadoes, probably no crime up there. It sounds like a win-win. So
Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the country too. You're not far from Mount Rushmore. You're not far from the historic Deadwood. Um, you've got Devil's Tower, and Montana's just, I don't know, probably less than an hour to the Montana border from here. And so there's you got the Black Hills. You're not far from Montana, and you can shoot straight over to the Bighorn Mountains, Sheridan, Yellowstone. It's all, pretty close by. So it's a beautiful part of the country, but a lot of people don't see it unless they just happen to be driving down I-90 from one coast to the other and pass right through.
yeah, that's kind of the way I got there. I passed through a couple of times, but we definitely want to see some of the sites while we're there. So we're gonna spend a couple extra days there, and you know, yeah, I mean, we've wanted to go. We wanted to go to Cheyenne last year, and we didn't make it. So and we wanted to go this year. So we might have to make a
We
double
may
trip out
need
of
to
it.
stay there a month, JB. Could Jay give us some room in your van? Can we stay with you?
Yeah, and then you guys can make it to down to Cheyenne Frontier Days. There's a July is a good time in Wyoming as well. There's always 4th of July. There's always big excitement and things going on at that time. And then Cheyenne Frontier Days is almost the whole month of July, so
It
it's
is, yeah,
it's something to see.
yeah. Well, that's the plan. If we can make it happen this year, we've got to be back here for we've got an in-person hat shaping school
Oh,
in
that's right.
June. In
Yeah.
June, so right in between, we we might have to come back down here and then turn around and go right back up. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But so, but hey, man, we really appreciate you being on and talking to us about it, and we look forward to seeing you. And I'll definitely be in touch uh, so we can work out some more stuff because once we do this giveaway, we'd love to have you back on. We'll call the winner and we'll go from there.
Heck yeah, that'll be sweet. I hope lots of people enter because it's gonna be a dang good time in Wyoming.
Lorena's got a question, I think.
Well, I'd like to mention some of the people here in the chat. They say Rich Sig says, I have found some great folks to start listening to on Dusty Vaquero. So that's good. And they want to know if they can fly into Gillette, Wyoming.
Yes, you can fly into Gillette. It's a small airport, and I believe there's 2 flights a day, and so you'll connect. I think both of those flights connect to Denver. So as long as you can get to Denver, you can catch one up to Gillette. I don't know off the top of my head what time those flights are, but I think there's a morning one and an evening one. So you could certainly fly right here into Gillette. And then you could, I guess the other closest airports would be Rapid City, South Dakota, is maybe less than 2 hours away from here. Billings, Montana, is probably 2 or 3 hours away from here. But Denver is the closest big one. But Denver's about five, maybe 6 hours from here. But Gillette does have an airport. Yes.
Okay. And so how many hotels are there? There's a couple of hotels there, so don't have to worry about getting hotel rooms and stuff.
Yeah. Or the venue's offering camping. So
Oh,
if you're a camper, they're full hookup RV sites. So um, if you have an RV or a horse trailer or something like that needs power and water and all that stuff, we've got it. But also those sites, we're also renting those out to people just tent camping. So it's a big grass field with hookups. So if you've got a tent, you want to set it up, you can stake it down. It's not gravel or rock or anything. It's a nice, it's like a football field. So there's plenty of camping, and then also there's a bunch of hotels here in Gillette. There's one right across the road, but Gillette's a big. There's a lot of oil field workers and coal mine workers and stuff like that in this town, and so they're always coming and going. And because of that, there's a ton of hotels as well. So shouldn't be an issue. I would think there should be hotel rooms.
All right. So you guys planning on having a lot of people at the event? A lot of people coming in from
I
out of state?
Yes, I think so. I was talking to the venue, and they're handling the ticketing on this stuff. If you buy your tickets online, it goes through them. And so they last time I talked to them, they were talking about how how impressed they were that the majority Wyoming, um, and maybe some of those people hadn't been here before. So it was there'll be a lot of folks coming from out of state, but also I think there'll be this town always shows out in force, and this region of the country shows up too. So I'm sure it'll be a good mix of folks from out of state, and then also a bunch of the people from this area.
Well, we've just barely started promoting the giveaway, and we've already got quite a few
Oh yeah.
entries.
Yeah, about 20.
About
It's
20.
been pretty, yeah. All
right.
populated.
Let's get that up to 20,000.
Let's do it.
There we go.
So we're gonna start promoting
Yeah.
that, and we'll get with you this week and work on some more stuff.
If you guys want to enter the giveaway right now, you could go to cowboycartelgroup.com/giveaway.
That's right. And if you're not following JB, what are your Instagrams? You got Dusty Vaquero, you got Dusty Vaquero Days, and then you got the Lost Cowboy on Instagram, and then Dusty Vaquero on YouTube. So if you're not following JB, go do that. And there's a link. I think there's a link in the description to his book, The Lost Cowboy. Great book. You guys got to check it out if you haven't read it yet.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. Every artist that's on the festival this year is an artist that I've done a video with in the past. So if there's anybody, if you're looking at the lineup, you may know some of them, and the ones you don't know, you can go to my YouTube channel, Dusty Vaquero, and search them on there, and you'll find because some of them don't have a lot of music out there that you would find elsewhere. So Dusty Vaquero, YouTube may be one of the only places that you can find their music, so you can check them all out on the channel.
It's funny you say that because I did that. There were some there that I had never heard of before, so I assumed that you had done videos with them. So I went over there and I listened to several of them, trying to get an idea of how to do the promos that we were kind of working up, and so I was doing a little bit of research. So very good. I mean, your videos quality is really good. Your audio quality is really good. It's and there's some stuff on there that's unreleased, right? So
yeah, there's quite a few songs on there that you can't find anywhere but on that YouTube channel. So some of the artists just don't have the songs out, and also a lot of times we'll release songs for the first time on the channel, and then they'll come out later on. So if you're just following along and find it interesting, there's a lot of the videos I put out. You'll be part of the first group of people to ever see or hear that song.
Very cool. Well, we got about a month and a half before the festival, so you guys get ready for it. Start planning your vacation now. We would love to see you guys out there. You'll get to hang out with us, I'm sure, between some things, and maybe have a beer with us in the beer garden.
Yeah, come on up to Gillette.
There you go. JB, thanks again, and I'll get with you this week, buddy.
All right. Thank you guys very much.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Thank you, JB.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Guys, so if you're not busy, come on up, man. You guys got to hang out with us. DustyVaqueroDays.com, I think, is the website. You can order tickets on there. We have links to all of that stuff, and if we don't have it yet, we'll have it by tomorrow. So we're gonna be putting some of this stuff together because we want to see. I mean, it's a lot of fun. When we went to Turkey, we had a great time, right?
Yes, we did.
We were there to shoot video and meet people. So this time, I want to spend more time listening to the music this time and enjoying it. We're still going to be working. We're going to do a podcast. We're going to do some podcasts with the performers, but I definitely want to spend some time enjoying the show. So
Yeah.
come on up and hang out with us. It'll be a lot of fun. Speaking of coming out and hanging out with us, we're going to be someplace special next week.
Well, I'd like to take a minute to say hi to the people here in the chat and the members. Tonight we have Rich Swick, Positive Time 79, Jeff Swain, Doc, who's here.
Doc,
He's here too.
good to see you. I was just talking about you the other day, Doc.
Ian Penman is also here, and Jeff Swain says it is only an 18-hour drive from San Antonio, Texas. So that is what we're going to do, actually. We're going to take a short drive to Gillette, Wyoming.
Well, yes, we are. I would love to fly. We've already got the drive planned out, but I mean, we're planning on taking everything in case we can stream, right? And do a live podcast while we're there. Even if we don't, we still need 3 or 4 cameras with us, and all of the recording gear if we're going to do a podcast and record it. So we're just not able to take that stuff on an airplane. Well, we probably could. It would just cost us.
And I don't
fortune.
pack light, so there's that.
She does not back light.
Also,
Oh, wow. We might need a trailer anyway.
Rich Swick says, don't forget Casey for the Chris Ledoux Memorial.
I'm sorry?
Rich Swick says, don't forget
Casey, Wyoming, or
Casey for the Chris Ledoux Memorial.
is that Casey, Wyoming?
Probably, yeah.
All right, we're going to have to look into that. So thanks for the heads up on that. Guys, you know, everybody who's here every week, week in, week out, I think I said this at the top of the, podcast or live stream. This isn't really a podcast, but
it is.
You guys, we really appreciate you showing up every week, and we're going to hang out a little bit. I'm going to tell you about what's going on next week. And then we got some other stuff to talk about further out in the month. But, I don't know where I was going with that.
They want to know about the hat on your left.
So, okay. All right. This is coming. This is, it looks a little bright. This is my American 500X. It's the studio lighting makes it really bright. So, it's my 500X, but it's really out here to talk about, and I cannot figure out how to use a camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're here to talk about this. But the reason we're here to talk about this is because where we're going to be next weekend. We're going to be on Saturday at Casey's. Is that right?
Casey's.
In Keller, Texas.
Bar?
Casey's Bar. Casey's Bar and Restaurant.
I knew the name.
So our buddy is going to be performing there next week. So Justin Biltonen from the band 3 Doors Down has a very successful solo career as a country artist, and we've talked about him on the show before because he's a very talented artist, not only as a musician, but he is a jewelry maker. And can you get close on this? I don't know how close you can get. So this one he made for me. Lorena has one as well. This is sterling silver hat pin.
Mm-hmm.
Is that better?
Yep.
So sterling silver hat pin, and he's just a fantastic artist. So if you're not following him, check him out on Instagram. It's Justin 3 Doors Down, and he's going to be playing next weekend in Keller, Texas, and we're going to be there hanging out and watching the show. And we may or may not do a podcast. I don't know if it'll be live or not. We've talked to him about a podcast. If we can make it happen, we're going to do it. We're going to hope for a live, but he is always in and out. We've missed him twice since he's been through Texas. Every time he's through Texas, I think we've missed him. This time we're going to go over there and hang out.
We're going to go there and kidnap him.
No, we're not. No, we're not. But we'll try. But we're gonna go hang out with him, and then hopefully on Sunday he'll be here to do a podcast. If we can make it for a live, we're gonna shoot for that, and we're gonna hope to get him at least in here on Sunday at some point. Whether it's live or not, we'll let you know. So yeah, Keller, Texas, Casey's. Come hang out with us. Should be a lot of fun. If you're check him out, check out his music too. He's I think he's done some stuff with Dusty Vaquero too. So if you go to Dusty Vaquero's YouTube channel, you can look up Justin Biltonen, and you get to see him there, and kind of listen to him. So really good music. There's a lot of his stuff I like, and I use it on our Instagram stories quite often. So there's that. What?
They got some questions here.
All right, let's hear it.
Ty Cox wants to know if we eat Bluebell ice cream. Is it made there in Texas? Yes,
It is.
and yes.
So we've been down to, where is it at? I forget. We've been.
Don't remember.
So there's a couple of Western stores right there where Bluebell is. Help me out, somebody who's from here. I forget the name of the city. Something West Texas Tack. West Texas Tack is down there, about half a mile from Bluebell, and we always go down there. Yes, we love Bluebell ice cream. We don't eat a lot of ice cream though. If we do, it's Bluebell though, for sure.
And Positive Time 79, how much does a hat shaper make an hour?
Well, depends on where. Cavender's, I think, is paying $9 an hour. Joby's pays quite a bit more than that. You can figure $75,000 a year for a good hat shaper in a good store with high volume. It really depends. Tips play into that quite a bit. I would assume you could get over 75,000 if you worked your butt off, really.
Mm-hmm.
So like we said earlier, it is cold in Texas today, and we've got straw season coming. I don't know if it's going to be cold, warm enough for straw when it gets here or not, but it's coming. And we've got something planned for the start of straw season. So we have right now, we're not going to say who because it's still tentative. We've got a guest lined up for that Sunday, Easter Sunday, and he's going to be in studio. We're going to have him shape up a hat in the studio right here while we do a podcast. So that'll be interesting. Look forward to that. Who else we got coming?
That we can say?
We can't say yet. We've got some pretty famous guests that are tentative though. So good stuff coming, guys.
Stay tuned.
You guys got any questions? I don't really have anything today. This was a non-guest day. We had JB on. We wanted to talk about the Dusty Vaquero Days. I'm looking forward to that. So if you got questions, I can answer them.
Let's see here. Will Dale Brisby come on the podcast? That would be good.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. We had talked about Dale Brisby back in November or something. That was floated to us, and nothing really happened about it. I haven't asked Dale personally yet. I mean, that's something we can look at. Dale's been on a lot of podcasts, so we can definitely look at that. Connor is decided to take a break from the limelight. So if you guys are asking about Connor is currently taking a break from any and all videos. So we'll let you know if anything changes on that. But right now you're looking at me.
And you're listening to me.
There you go.
What color is your hat tonight?
This is a steel. So when we sit,
it looks like chocolate from here.
Does it? So chocolate and steel and
Kinda.
Chocolate steel and evergreen look very similar, especially under studio lighting. So if we didn't have an overhead light above me, this thing would probably look black still, because these lights we have here kind of kill everything. And I don't know if you can tell. But this is my steel. I've been wearing this a lot the last couple of days because it didn't get any use this year. I wore the natural a lot, and this kind of got neglected. So
I can't wait to start wearing my straws. Really, I'm anxious.
Well, I'm looking at maybe a summer felt. I was talking about that today. So
summer felt?
J.W. Brooks makes a summer felt, and if you guys haven't seen that. I've been looking at it for 6 or 8 months. It's got no hat. It's got no liner in it. It's basically a sweatband. It's on a really thin body, and I was just talking about this the other day.
That sounds amazing.
And so they do like a laser cut or a die cut in the side of it. So you've got these big vents in the side of it. It's an interesting hat.
It is.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
We may have one of those coming to the channel soon. You guys want to see other hats? You guys want to see other hat shapers? You guys want to see boots? Let us know, and especially in the comments, leave a comment. Let us know what you want to see. We're looking at doing a lot of new stuff this year. I do want to thank Joby's Hats for being one of the biggest supporters of the channel. Joby's Hats is our official hat shaper, and he's been with us since the beginning. We really appreciate everything that he does for us. And if you need a hat, Joby's got you covered. He's got almost all the brands, and he can ship anywhere in the world. So if you need a hat, jobbyshats.com, or give him a call, because if you don't see it on the website, there's a chance that they have it. And if you give them a call, they'll get you hooked up on that too.
And you know what? I had forgotten to look at Facebook, but Stephen Bradley is watching. JP is watching. Robert
JP.
Kleiman. Do you know what the average tip for a hat shaper is? Yeah.
Man, I'd say $10 minimum. That's minimum, $10 to $20. It depends on what I'm getting. If I'm getting a new hat, it's usually $20. If it's a touch up on my hat, or if we're changing the brim a little bit, probably $10. Yeah.
JP is asking where Keller is. It's pretty close to our house.
Yeah.
So you want to come down?
Come on up.
JP?
Come on up, JP.
Up, yeah, because he's in San Antonio. So yeah, come on up.
So Keller is, I don't know, about 15 minutes north of
Yes.
Fort Worth. It's North Fort Worth, 15, 20 minutes. So 35W north of 820.
What are your thoughts on the hybrid hats? Felt brims with a straw crown.
Not a fan. I mean, I've seen them. We saw those at Billy's Western Wear last year or the year before, something like that, I think. And they're different. I mean, it's not for me, but
I haven't seen any.
You saw them. They had them at Billy's. It's a straw crown felt brim.
It's a Frankenstein.
It is a Frankenstein. I forget who makes those. I think it was Twister or something. I think it was Twister. Maybe. So, I mean, they're interesting. But I mean, it's a sewn together hat, right? So the weakest point's going to be on where the brim meets the crown. So I don't know. And it's probably wool
and
too.
What's the point?
It's probably wool too. I don't know. I don't know. I like felt, and straw's okay if it's really hot. That's why I really want to try one of those, summer straws. See exactly how it works.
I mean, we should try them.
I think so.
Don't knock them till you try them.
Yeah.
JP says he might come up, and he tips between $20 and $30.
Big spender.
That's very generous. That's very good.
Yeah, I mean, 20 is great. I know when I was shaping, even if you're just changing the brim on a hat, there's some work that goes into it. So $10 is probably a good amount, and they're probably not they're making somewhere between $8 and $15 an hour normally, right?
JP says he wants to handle one of the JWB Summerfelds.
So I know they have them here at NRS. So
Double R?
I don't know. I don't know if he's carrying any of those or not. But if you come up, JP, we can shoot over to NRS and you can check one of those out. So it's a really thin body. I mean, I've seen them before. I haven't seen one shaped up, and I'd be willing to give it a try.
Should get Rags at ML Ladies on a podcast.
I talked to Rags 2 days ago. We've talked to him. I've been talking to him for like 3 years. He is not opposed to doing a podcast. He wants to do one. He's just really busy right now. So, we'll get him on here for sure. What else you got?
Ty Brigg is this is something I've been wanting to talk to you about, because there's a movie coming out soon called The Last Rodeo.
Okay.
It comes out in May.
Mm-hmm.
So he asks, do you guys think you will go to see the last rodeo movie that comes out in May? I want to see it.
Okay.
Have you
I
seen
I don't know.
anything about it?
I didn't even know anything about it. So I'm not opposed to it. I might know something about it. I might have seen a trailer for it. I'll have to look.
They're giving away a truck.
Everybody's
Yeah.
giving away something. We're giving away music festival tickets.
Yeah, it's great.
So that's the best way to get people to kind of be interested in what you're doing. So that's why we give stuff away.
I have another question here from Facebook.
Yeah.
I messed up a sweatband while stretching one of my felts. Do you know if replacing it should be done by a hat store, or can it be replaced easily enough by a non-professional hat guy such as myself?
I mean, I wouldn't try it. It seems like a lot of work, right? Because you have to get that sweatband flush, and then you have to sew it on.
Is it a zigzags? If it is, just do it.
Yeah, I don't know. So there's a few people. Bigger's Hats in Decatur, Texas. He will do something like that. Was it Herb's Hat Shop down in San Antonio? They will do that for you. Where are you at? Because if you have to ship it, then it becomes a problem. And how much is the hat worth, right? So is it worth it to ship it, or is it time to get a new one, right? What's the value of the hat, I guess? So
that's a very common question.
Yeah.
They want to know if the sweatbands can be replaced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that goes to whether that hat was a very expensive hat to begin with. Did you get the life out of it? And is it cheaper to replace it or repair it? So you got to look at all those factors. If you're talking about a 500X American, I'm definitely getting a new sweatband put in it, right?
He's in Wisconsin.
Yeah. So, you're probably looking at less than $100 for a sweatband, I would guess. I don't know. $100 to $150, I would say. And then you got shipping about $80. So you're looking at $250, something like that. $250 to have it repaired is my guess. And if you can get if that hat's worth $400, then you're at the point where, do I get a new hat? So it's up to you. It can be done. What else you got?
R.J. Johnson says straws are a lot cooler if you are out in the heat for sure. And Daniel Estrada says 5D Custom Hats in Abilene, Texas will replace a sweatband in a hat.
There you go. So there are options. I don't know all of the places. There are several. Those are just two that I know, off the top of my head that will do it.
Can you show the pin again? Because they want to know what the name of the artist is.
So Justin Biltonen, he's on Instagram, Justin 3 Doors Down. And so it's yeah. I'll post some pictures. I think there are pictures on my Instagram, but we will post some more. His store for the jewelry is Sacred West Vintage, and he's on Facebook and Instagram as Sacred West Vintage, and he also has a website. So he sells all of his stuff on that website or through that Instagram. Justin Biltonen of 3 Doors Down is the artist.
How do you clean a hat pin?
I mean, I don't know. I've never cleaned it. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see. Give me that other camera again. So you can see maybe that the tip of this is kind of turning black from just kind of never being cleaned. But I don't dislike the tarnish on it. And I guess if I were to clean it, we've got jewelry cleaner. I use Cape Cod cloth, and that would do it.
So
I would be concerned that it would. It's already. I've got a silver belly, and it's already got just a tiny little mark on there just from being there. It doesn't bother me though because I like the way the pin is in there.
So that's why the actor looked familiar to me. The last rodeo movie stars Neil McDonough, who was on Yellowstone for a few episodes.
See the blonde guy?
Yes.
So yeah.
With the green eyes, I think.
Zoom in on that one more time. Yeah. So I just what was the name of that movie? He's just in another movie about kind
Yeah.
of like the end of times.
Yeah, I know which one you mean.
And they hyped that movie up a lot, right? So they gave away a truck and they gave away a tiny house and they gave you some bitcoins and got you prepared
Yeah.
if you wanted to be a prepper.
They're doing the same for the last rodeo.
Well, the hype was real on this movie, but when I saw the movie, it was horrible. It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And that's just my personal opinion. I didn't like the movie. So, you know, I don't know.
I don't remember the name, but I know which one you mean because there's also, a lot of advertising on
Right.
Facebook and
Yeah.
Insta.
So we'll see if the last rodeo is any good. I mean, I'm not holding my breath.
I think the plot is about.
I like Neil McDonough though.
It's about an old guy who has a son, and then the son has an accident,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to ride bulls again to save him or something. Or maybe I'm just confused, but I think that
I'll look at it. I'll check the trailer out and we'll talk about it. Well, maybe we'll make a post about it. So, what else you got?
Rich says, I've been wearing a solid straw, but it is too hot during the summer here in Arizona. I'm gonna try a vented straw this summer.
So last time we were in Arizona,
I melted.
I wore my 5100. It's a very vented hat, and thank God I did because it was 122 degrees at some point there a couple times, and yeah, it was hot. So like in that situation, of course, yeah, I mean, I prefer a straw, but the vented straw. So we've been trying to do a vented straw to actually show how to put the venting in the straw. If you're looking at, I don't have one here. We've got a resist all around here somewhere with those 3 vents like the George Strait has on the side of it. It's got 3 vents on each side. So we've had a request to do that, to show how to put those vents in there. And we were trying to do it last Thursday, and we were trying to do it yesterday, and we're still waiting on M&F to get us all of the equipment to do that. We've talked to them, and it's on the way. We just got to figure out when it's getting here. So we are going to be doing a video on that for you guys in the hat shaping school. It's but that's something that if you take it to a hat store and you want to add vents to that unvented hat, it can be done, and it doesn't just have to be 3 vents. Those kits come with a variety of different kind of stencils, and they can be all sorts of patterns. We've done many stars and hearts and all kinds of stuff. You can put those vents in any way you want. So it doesn't just have to be 3, and you can do multiple colors too. So that's an option. If you want to take it somewhere and ask them to add vents to that, you can.
I got a couple of questions here. How often do you clean a sweatband, and what's the best way?
I clean, well, I don't want to say every time. I used to clean my sweatband every time I wore my hat. And all I did was I took a baby wipe and wiped it out just so it wouldn't be greasy and the salt, kind of get the salt off of it. But every once in a while I do it now, especially if we're out and I sweat in the hat, I'll clean the sweatband. But just a baby wipe, you really can't condition it. You run the risk of it kind of wicking through the stitches and getting into your hat, so you don't want to use any conditioner on it or something like that. It is a serviceable part of the hat, as we talked about earlier, right? So it is meant to be replaced at some point. It's just a matter of how often do you use the hat, how much do you sweat in it, determines how often you're going to have to change that. Now, we saw Connor, who damn near slept in his hat. He needed to replace his sweatband a couple times a year, at least, right? And whereas I have not had to replace a sweatband yet. So, but I have a large rotation too, and Connor wears one hat day in and day out. What do you got?
So, positive times. Well, Daryl is Okay, let me get them all from the top. Vox Guitars Rock says reviews on trailers are sometimes deceiving. Yes, they are. Daryl says I wear a straw in Minnesota in the summer. And Positive Time 79 says I was able to go to Best Hat store and get a 200X natural in person. Ryan McBride shaped it from Michigan.
Ryan's a fantastic shaper. We've talked to him recently about getting him back in here, so we'd love to have him in here and do another hat. He did this hat originally, and he did my 7800. Both both are phenomenal. He's a fantastic hat shaper. So
They want to know how to clean a straw hat.
Windex and a paper towel.
Washing machine, gentle cycle.
There you go. We did a video with Joby on that, and I don't know what the link is. It's on our YouTube. I think it's Hat Care 101. It's 2 parts. One's felt, one's straw. So check out our YouTube channel. There's definitely a video on how to do that. But Windex, there are also, you can use baby wipes on the outside of it.
Windex?
Yeah, why not? If it's an American.
All right.
Yeah, I'd Windex it.
Fabuloso.
Fabulous. So I don't think I've ever cleaned one of my straws.
Nope. Maybe rain will do it.
Yeah,
just fine.
Why not? I don't clean them. If it looked dirty, now I will say they've got to be dirty because they all sit on a hat rack in my office, all of them, straws and felts. And I can pull a felt off and hit it with a brush, and dust goes flying. So that there's got to be dust on the straws too. So
yeah, we just don't see it. So
yeah,
we can't say it's not there.
Yeah, I guess if you got it covered in mud and you need to get it off, Windex. But I guess if it looks bad, clean it.
If it looks bad, he didn't tell you to do it.
No, if the hat looks bad, you need to clean it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any problem hitting an American with some Windex. It's gonna take it.
Just think about it. Hey, evening, y'all. Super late this week. Guys. Michael Ojeda, been recovering from injury and haven't been on much. But what's a good hat steamer to start with?
Michael, I hope you feel better soon. So right there is a Fenolio, and below it in that cart there is a Jiffy. So it depends on how much money you want to spend and how much steam you need, right? So Jiffy steam. We've actually got a video coming on this. We talked about the Fenolio and we talked about the Jiffy all in one video. It's just I've never published it. We are also going to be adding high volume steamers to the website. That's coming. We're still working on that. Deal's not done yet. So
hold your horses.
Hold your horses. Hold my horses or your horses?
Everyone's horses.
You know where that saying comes from?
What's that?
Do you know where that saying comes from?
Hold your horses?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you're about to learn something.
Am I in for a treat?
You're in for a treat. Okay.
All
so right. When Custer was at the Battle of Little Bighorn and they were going up this hill on the other side, it was a group of Indians that they were going to attack. Some of his officers couldn't control their horses and they ran past him. So his last words were, "Hold your horses, boys. They'll still be there when we get there," something like that. So, but that's where it comes from. I don't know the exact quote. I'll have to look into that.
How about, "And the horse you rode in"?
And the horse you rode in on.
Oh my God! Why do I always do the Yoda thing?
I don't know. But I have no idea where that came from. That'd be a good one to.
I love that phrase.
Research.
R.J. Johnson. He answers Ty's questions about cleaning straw hats. He says, if it's a sweatband and it's stained, you clean it by replacing it. Yes.
Baby wipes can be used inside and outside, right? So you can use it on the sweatband. You can use it on the outside of the straw. It's a good option.
JP says, clean up straw with mild dish or hand soap and a soft rag. It works great. Have you worn a 7400?
7400.
Yeah, 74.
Don't know that one off the top of my head. I don't think so. Got a 7800, got a 7100, got a 5100, and I don't know all of the model numbers, so I don't think I have.
Maybe we need a description.
Yeah. Anyway, what else you got?
Let me see. I think that's all the questions we have tonight.
All right.
If you guys are in Fort Worth, come see us this weekend.
We actually had somebody. So before you say that, we had somebody comment just before the show asking if they could pick up patches.
Patch, I saw that.
Yes, there is opportunity if you're in the Fort Worth area to pick up patches directly from us. We would be able to meet you at Joby's Hats or someplace and give you those patches. That way you don't have to pay for shipping. I guess message us and we'll figure that out if the time comes. But yes, we will be at Casey's in Keller. We'll be at Casey's in Keller next Saturday night with Justin Biltonen. And come out and see us. Listen to Justin play. Don't forget, if you have any availability to go to the concert, the music festival in Gillette, Wyoming, the Dusty Vaquero Days, go to the cowboycartelgroup.com/giveaway website and enter to win. And we'll probably be calling the winner live on one of our Sunday podcasts with JB Zielke. So
just remember, the giveaways for just the tickets, not flights included or anything.
And you know what? A lot of people want to enter giveaways, but hopefully we only get people who can go. There's no returns. There's no you can't sell the tickets and all that. So please, if you're interested in going, sign up for the giveaway. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Come hang out with us. And JB's got a lot of cool stories.
He does.
And there's going to be a lot of people there that we haven't gotten a chance to talk to yet. So the podcast, it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it. We can't.
Me too.
We don't want to talk too much about it, but if you got any opportunity, come up and check it out.
All
right. That's all I got.
Vox Guitars Rock says, LOL, I just got a Western wear store ad. I wonder why.
Yeah. Google's listening. The Google is listening, right?
They're always listening.
Right. Guys, thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. And we'll check you out. We'll see you in the next one. Something like that.
We have a question here.
Okay. All right.
Jeff
I'm trying to get
Swain,
off here.
Can we drive to Fort Worth and hitch a ride with you? Well, with a 72
well, you might have to
items
sit,
of luggage I have.
Might have to sit under the luggage.
Yes.
Yeah, probably not.
How do you feel about riding on the roof?
Yeah, there you go. I bet you can get a plane ticket pretty cheap, though.
Jeff is in San Antonio, so...
I bet you can get a plane ticket pretty cheap.
You got a truck, Jeff? Can we ride with you? Oh, well.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's all. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one.